Let's see. Yes. I think it's working. All I need is chat. 1 second. Out. Chat. Hello, Dennis. Well, you came early. F1 esports is insane, isn't it? Okay. I think we're live. And I hope we have 1440p. So I think I set up everything ready for once. Let's find out. Can I make this bigger? No, of course not. There we go. I keep increasing the size of the chat, which means my eyes get worse. Oh boy. Let me turn off everything else we don't need right now. Nope, nope. Read that. Oh, that's going so well. Hey, Micha. Na, was machen die Spritzen? So, wir müssen uns erstmal ums Wesentliche kümmern. First things first. Probably not working. Oh, this is so underwhelming. It seems to be the brand, to be honest. They don't plop. They just don't do it. It's an issue. I need others. Maybe if I do a little this, but it's risky. It's risky. Just need a bit of that precious gas. Not great, not bad. Cheers, guys, to a great Wednesday. And tomorrow is a holiday in Germany. So this is still alcohol free, for the record. There is, like in Berlin, I had a huge variety in alcohol-free beers, alcohol-free wheat beers, alcohol-free whatever beers. Basically every beer that existed as an alcohol-free version in Berlin. In Frankfurt, people are more alcoholic. I believe there's much less variety in the alcohol-free beer, so I suffer. But since I like all the beers, I don't suffer as badly as I should probably. So, and I don't know what's a good size for beer, because I feel like 0.3 is pointless. 0.5 is just about enough sometimes, but I feel like I need more 0.75 to be happy. I mean, look at it. I took like two sips or whatever. Can it zoom in here? There we go. Almost empty. All right. First, oh, actually, rotator is not rotating. Why not? Now it is. Rotator is rotating now. Reminder. So there's some upload again. That's better. I don't know what happened there. Looks like OBS stumbled over itself this time. The connection seems completely fine. Sorry, guys. When did it cut out, actually? Great. Thank you. Whatever that was. That was weird. There's a setting in OBS that says optimize network something. And the kind of the description is, it does nothing different except might help some people that sometimes have issues. So I checked that, and now I had issues, so I unchecked it. Seems better now. Remember, I don't remember when I said remember or in which context. But in case I screwed that one up, I'm now on Case King's list of partnered content creators. So worth giving them a shout. It's very interesting how I moved away from Berlin, and Case King is based in Berlin, and now they jumped on sim racing. Would have been kind of much better if I was still in Berlin now. We could do much more stuff. But anyway, it's kind of interesting that a big hardware supplier or hardware vendor like Case Kings, like one of the biggest online stores in Germany for anything PC hardware, how they see value and revenue in going into sim racing, which kind of gives credit to sim racing somehow getting more mainstream, which is weird because I don't know if you've seen it. I just had this podcast with Dizzy, and I don't know. I felt a bit pessimistic about sim racing in the past because I saw like the whole esports stuff was a bit declining, less serious, less prize money, and it just didn't move forward. Right, there was a bit of a bit of an uptick, major uptick from Corona. But then afterwards, I feel like everything is in consolidation for a good year now, or maybe longer. But then again, if there's new content in ACC, immediately we have new player peaks, right? Simultaneously online and that kind of stuff. So it seems like sim racing is growing, more people are picking it up, but the esports is kind of on a downturn, kind of in the opposite direction as the overall direction of sim racing popularity, if that makes sense. So yeah, kind of, and Case King being in there now, getting more active, getting a foot in the door, being or kind of wanting to get recognized as a go-to place for sim racing hardware at the end of the day, kind of pays tribute to the fact that it is indeed growing. So just keep that on your mind. All right, some questions are coming in. Um, big help. Thanks. Good. Nice to know. Is it possible at all, and if so, how to feel the grip in ACC, for example, in AMS1? Or the same in iRacing? Well, so in ACC, you can feel how much load is on the tire by how heavy your wheel is. And then when you're just on the verge of grip, then the wheel is you could feel like there's a resistance, but if you go a tiny bit further, that resistance is about to give in. At least that happens when the rear is about to let go. When the front, it's very, very subtle with the front. I think the front end is more to be felt visually, acoustically. It's not so much in the force feedback. And you also have to go, like when you go to the kind of force feedback peak in the corner, you still have to go a couple degrees further in ACC, just kind of eat into that tire and get that tiny bit extra out. And I guess that's a bit, well, not counterintuitive, but there isn't really an information available unless you start like actually doing it and getting that experience. So doesn't mean you want to go 180 degrees, right? You want to go into the corner as you do it, then give it another 2, 3, 5 degrees or something like that. Well, can get used to turbo lag. You'll just have to slam that pedal. Like, can I even show that? I should be able to show that. Well, I'll just paint it in the middle of the screen, I think, which I also can't do. No, what you want to do with the throttle pedal is when you have that turbo lag issue, you first slam the pedal, then you listen. You listen to the engine. It's kind of building up against like it's building up the forces. You can hear the turbo spooling. You can hear like the I don't know what it is with the connection right now. It's super weird. I don't know what the internet is doing here. Like I have constant 16 mbits and then just drops to it drops to outright zero. Like the upload is zero, dead. I lowered the bitrate a bit now, hoping it works. No, it's just 12. We should be good though. I don't know why it does that. There's no reason whatsoever. I was saying, what was I saying? Oh yeah, the turbo lag thing. So you first want to slam the throttle, and then you hear the engine build against the resistance, right? It gets louder, gets more grunt, the turbocharger builds up a bit, and then you want to dial it back a little once the full power is released, because especially from the slow turns, the power is too much. Then you kind of slam into the TC, it's going to cut the power away, or you start sliding, not good. So you want to manage a bit, but initially fully on the pedal and then go back a little bit and manage at like 80-90% or whatever. It can be really tiny, but this is what you kind of need to do, and then feed it back into full throttle when the car is more straightened up. But initially hard on the pedal. That's important to get the kind of exhaust flow going, so to say, and get the turbo spooled up. That's a plan. So can I tell you about the setup, my audio settings? Well, I think we can just open up the game, right? Probably the easiest part. Maspia, yeah. Let me start the game. But I feel like I need to have open like the stream health all the time now, because I'm not trusting it to suddenly die on me. I'm not getting any feedback. There should be the game somewhere. Does it fetch the game? It should. Does it fetch ACC? There we go. So if I go to audio settings, it's fairly straightforward, I think. So if you look at that, turbo lag sucks, yeah, Dennis. But I feel in ACC it's much worse than IRL, right? I don't see the cars having that brutal of a turbo lag these days, IRL, as it is in ACC. I feel it's too much what we have in the game. So master doesn't really matter. Engine turned down a little. Exterior engine, well, I don't really care. That's just for when I'm spectating in our multiplayer races, right? And I just don't want to hear the engine blasting all the time while we're chatting. Then tires, that's the important stuff. The tires give you the most clue in the game, so you crank that up to 100%. And then what I don't need is chassis. What I don't need is damage. It's just distraction. And you hear that a lot in other people's hot laps or so. When they touch the ground just slightly, it kind of just triggers that one sound file ACC has for ground collision, and it goes on for 1.5 seconds of scraping or crashing sounds, whereas the actual ground contact was just, I don't know, a split second or something. And I find that super annoying. I get PTSD of that. Well, I feel that the McLaren in ACC has zero turbo lag. It has super manageable throttle. It's almost linear. You can control it really nicely. The McLaren, I feel, is the car with turbos where you feel it the least. But in the Aston or so, you can go full throttle and it takes half a second before anything happens, really. BMW is slightly less bad than the Aston, but there you really notice it. Like Aston is, you basically have to get the car into a slide without throttle already, because else it's just gonna plow, being killed by something. I fear perhaps it's YouTube. I don't know, because I was recording with, or streaming, capturing with an AV1 codec. Now I've switched to H.265. Let's see if that works better. So we were talking about that Aston, where the Aston has this incredible turbo lag, which, yeah, kind of locks the diff before the power is released, and then it just plows away. So that's really bad. And in the McLaren, I feel it's almost not noticeable. It has turbos in ACC. But now even better, making the bridge to the Mustang ahead of us. This one does not have any issue at all with power. It has torque right away, any throttle position. And I feel also in ACC, all the cars without turbo, even those, you need quite a bit of throttle position, throttle pedal position, to release some power of the engine. It feels like it's not, yeah, it's kind of too progressive. So it's too flat at the bottom and then all the power in the top half of the pedal, so to say. And in the Mustang, it feels much more linear or differently. Maybe even the curve is a bit different where you get power right away and then it increases way slowly, right? So 0 up a bit and then, well, not good to show here in camera. I think I'm just not good enough. But yeah, we have power with lower throttle positions. This is, I feel, what some people will need to adapt a bit. Their typical ACC habits where you just slam the throttle aggressively, which you can't do in the Mustang, particularly not in first gear. Second gear is already better because it's super long, but in first gear you need to manage a bit. What I also don't have set up on OBS yet, which I definitely need to do, is Armamentario, because I reset my entire stream setup because there was so much baggage in it that just having OBS open cost me like 50 FPS or more. And I couldn't track it down because I had so many scenes and so many elements in there. And I just I kind of just didn't know what was causing it. So I wiped it all, wiped the entire OBS and started from scratch. So now I have basically only 2 scenes, which is that one and that one. Nothing else. Now I need to just build some more stuff in here. So let me quickly check. Local address, remote address, setup placeholder address. That is what we want. So we want to add a browser source real quick. Setup blocker. Bum. You've just created a browser source. There we go. And this is going to be size roughly, I believe. And we need to, well, how can I, what's that image? What's that image? Okay. Kind of just the image folder anymore anyway. Yeah, I feel the Mustang, as with every new car, they start really, really good. Where's the OBS scene overlay by game status? Is that the correct thing? I wonder. What do we need? Another browser source. 1 second, guys. 1 second. Which is going to be for the pedal overlay and all that. Pedal overlay. And that will, I think it will have this here. Is it this? What does it say? No active subscription. So this is not the correct one. General, where is the overlay? Guys. Unfortunately, Armamentario has changed their menu. So now I'm immediately overwhelmed. And I can't see where is the overlay? Where is the overlay? I thought it was a browser source. But don't hide the overlay. Just give it to me at all times, okay? Remote. Local address for using blah, blah, blah. That is not good. That's not what we want. Why? Guys. Please. Well, we will not have this overlay because I don't intuitively see how to make it up. That's bad. Like they made a change and now it's unclear how you get the overlay in the first place. Why? Oh, there. I got it. Hidden menu. There we go. So it should be visible now, but of course it's not because something. Show. So fiddly, too many settings. You know what I liked about Armamentario over SimHub and Race Labs? It didn't have 5 trillion settings. It just looked good out of the box. And if you set up Race Lab or SimHub, you have literally 5,000 menus, each with 3 sub-menus with another sub-menu. And to just do your normal stuff is going to take you ages. Literally ages. Okay, I'll quickly need to go on track somewhere just to see if it's working. So first thing we need to check is, do we have the setup blocker? That thing is working, which is good. No, George Shane, I'm saying that right? I don't want the overlay on my screen. I just want the overlay for you. Like, I don't want to see it at all. I don't give a shit. I just want to have it here when driving, but yeah, there it is. I just need to make it a little smaller and put it in a good position here. So it's, well, this is probably fine, right? Not on the road, not blocking anything important. So I guess you can. Okay, interesting. It doesn't have the steering. Why not? Why does it not have the steering? Why is the steering wheel not turning? The steering wheel should be turning, right? Why is it not? Why is it not? Show steering wheel. There you go. Nope. Shows degree lines. Well, we have the blue line is there, right? You see it in the chart, but the steering wheel, there is not moving. That's weird. Wheel style. Oh, we have new wheel styles. Look at that, guys. Look. Well, that's good, right? What is this? A pizza? A donut? Formula rim? Don't have this. Is probably the closest to what I have. So yeah, D shape. Let's pick that. But yeah. Ah, now it's turning. Okay. It took its time. It took its time. But it doesn't show the degrees. Okay, it will get there, perhaps, eventually. Oh, massive lags. Okay. It's Ford. That's the reason. Yeah, I don't know why it doesn't show the number. No apparent reason, at least. Nope. Okay. We're good with this, right? Oh, this is not degrees, that's speed. That is speed, guys. Pedal bars, pedal bar values, pedal bars flicker, yes. Show the telemetry charge, telemetry throttle, telemetry brake, telemetry steering, line thickness, data point amount. Oh, we can have it, can have less, so it flows faster. We can have a lot of data there. I prefer, well, let's do something like this, okay? Somewhere in between. We like in between things. I'm German. I can't decide, so we take in between. Okay, sorted. Spiegelei? What? Isn't it way too big? What is too big? What do you mean? What's too big? The overlay? Oh, it just grew in size. Why did it do that? Yeah, it is. Why? Wasn't it just way smaller a minute ago? What? Did I have a different view? Oh, we had a different view. That was why. So this is with wheel. This is the actual view I'm using. So size was fine, guys. This should be good, huh? Big for what? It's not hiding anything, I guess. Yeah. I'm doing it for you, right? I'm not seeing it, so it's not disturbing me. If anything, hiding anything for you, but what is it hiding here? The bonnet? Not hiding this menu. So I think we're good. What we'll have to do though is that thing needs to kind of move a little into the screen here. That's better. Something, well, something more like that. That's, well, better. Somewhat on the screen. All right, so that was, I feel this is the longest stream we had so far without restarting, so it might have been the AV1. Maybe YouTube just kicked it out because it noticed after 5 minutes that it was sending data in AV1 and then it kicked us out. Lee Davis, yes it is. BMW ist perfectly fine. Ja, ich meine, mit Disi ist immer spannend, weil wir verstehen uns, glaube ich, ganz gut. Und wir müssen ja gar nicht drüber nachdenken. Wir haben tatsächlich ja einfach nur so erzählt. Das war ja gar nicht, wir haben nichts geplant. Kaum, ich glaube, er hatte so 3 Fragen aufgeschrieben oder so, an denen wir uns lang gehangelt haben, aber das war es auch schon. All right. So maybe let me quickly check my chats here, because I'm planning a bundle for the Mustang, of course, and I'm doing it together with doing it together with Stitchy Mark Toll, who is in WCR West Competition Racing. And so we're splitting up and then just checking. Checking with him which track cars I do, which track cars he does. Here he is. So he was doing. So what is there next week? I was thinking of something. I think we said. What did we say? What did we say? Oh, Paul Ricard is something I wanted to do. So let's move there. Paul Ricard. Hey, Peter. Where is Paul Ricard? Where is Paul Ricard? Paul Ricard is good. Then we can chat on the straight. That should be roughly the weather settings. I guess that's it. I hope we don't need that. And now I need to. Have I already copied over setup? No. Let me think. So how I do this, right? I generally the setups are similar across tracks in ACC, so you don't have to start from scratch all the time. That's why I start out with copying over a setup from another like similar track if I already have a setup from a similar track, and then go from there. But for Paul Ricard, I'm not so sure, because we have that long straight and I haven't really done the track yet with the long straight. The other thing in ACC though is it's very rare that a car does not go like full wing, even on tracks with very long straights. I've seen the Tortellini on the Nordschleife was not using max wing. I didn't see the actual setup, but I saw his top speed was up for 5 kilometers or something, or maybe more. So he was certainly not using max wing on the car, but less. But here on Paul Ricard, even though there is the long straight, when you go less downforce, then you are exiting the corners, was it 5-6 or something, onto the straight slower. So it takes like half the straight for the low wing car to catch up to the speed of the car that had high wing and just exited the corner faster. So it's still losing time for half the straight. And then you might be faster for the second half of the straight and gain back. But you're only gaining back what you lost before, and then you just keep losing time in the kind of first and last sector. So usually, even on Paul Ricard, you usually run max wing. So this is what we're going to start out with and check the top speed, and then we'll see how it goes. Current setup. You should now be able to see this. Right. Very good. Let me check questions. Is it better to use pads 2 if I feel more comfortable trail braking with them rather than pads 1? Honestly, if you're more comfortable, if you're in the end faster, then it's all legitimate, right? There's no reason to do anything that doesn't work for you. Though I'd personally say that pads 1 and 2, they are not different enough, so to say, to actually have a different trail braking experience, I'd say. I guess it's an ACC thing, because we run much more aggressive downforce in general, not just the wing, but also the rake we run is probably something they don't do IRL. I think IRL, the cars look always really flat. Only in the game we have these aggressive setups with the car essentially standing like this, exaggerated way. And they don't do this IRL. I feel the drag penalty from that is not high enough in the game. Because normally with more downforce, you automatically have more drag. There's no way around it. There's always a drag penalty for more downforce. And I feel this just, it's missing a bit in ACC. And that's why we run so much down or so high downforce setups in a variety of situations, because the drag penalty usually isn't big enough. I think it's that. Okay. Now, first thing here is always probably we have more right corners than left. So on the left side, we probably want to lower the pressure. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And right side is badly used. So let's increase the pressure there. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then let's see how that goes. I'm coming from the Suzuka setup now, because I've kind of had a good feeling with that. And then we'll see how it goes and what I'll need to adapt. Usually the dampers is barely something you'll need to touch. We'll see. And the mechanical parts, perhaps there's something. And then we can make a test, I think, how much the car gains with less wing. Electronic wise, this car is super interesting. I'm going to show you. And fuel wise, let's take a little more so we can do a couple laps. In fact, and then we can finally drive. If you haven't heard the engine yet, well, all of you have. This here, for example, this is still not, I think, at according to real life. If you look at the throttle position and the RPMs I'm getting, I think in our IRL engine, it needs like 20-30% throttle and it would hit the limiter, right? And in ACC, it's just so... You need so much throttle to actually go to the ref limiter. Like, you see? What's that? 40% or something is not enough to reach the limiter? Well, we can actually see it in the overlay, right? There's a value. Yeah, 40% is not enough. 44 is, right? I feel that's just too much. If Dennis is still there, he can probably confirm. If you're in the Lambo or so IRL, you probably need very little throttle to... Oh, gonna come. Sorry. Here we go. But you could see what I was saying. Yeah. So this is the throttle is still not aggressive enough in ACC. There just needs to be more power output for This engine needs to rev much more aggressively. See here? Like, I'm giving a lot of throttle and it's barely moving, right? There's a lot of engine inertia or whatever. It seems too much. Yeah, Jack and Bentley mix. Kind of like that, I feel. Is it loud enough? Probably not, right? Give it a couple extra. When I speak, it's up there. This is up here. Okay. So the thing you can see right away is I'm running TC3, and you'll see that it will barely engage because it's, I don't know what they did, but the TC is very lenient. So you can actually run quite high and safe TC settings without having the risk of losing time from it engaging too aggressively. So this is kind of makes for a nice change. I don't think in that car you need to run TC0 like on so many others where the TC is overly aggressive and intrusive. Not even here it engages, and that's, I think, what on all other cars it engages. So this is something that's really good on the car. Will make it a great beginner car too. And we do not need 6, I think. But yeah, the top speed is not good. But it has so much downforce here. I think we can get even more out of this. The only problem it might have, I think, is the higher temperature on the fronts in particular. Is the stream dying again? No. I don't know. Why is the stream bad? Could be good. Like, I have no drop frames. Does anybody else have issues with the stream? Okay, thanks. The only on the upshift there, you from first to second, I got an intervention. Okay. Cheers, guys. And we can rev it high and nice. And the brakes are fantastic. I feel the brakes are super powerful. Very tolerant on curbs. It doesn't have many weaknesses, I'd say. If anything, it's the long gearing. But look how much I can slide the rear without the traction control engaging. It gives you so much confidence. You can be so aggressive and push. Okay, FPS weird on Main Straight. And 6 is too long to keep... Yeah, so we can definitely try lower wing here, I think. But yeah, this is so easy to go fast here. Low speed understeer? I don't know. Look here, it does rotate. And with the power, I can slide it around. So, I don't know. No. It has some plowing in some situations, but I don't feel it's the slow speed part. Or maybe it's just me, because I'm used to the BMW and it kind of behaves the same. So I'm just used to that behavior. Let's try get a lap together here real quick. Just to have a kind of first idea where the car is gonna go. Oh yeah, you're right. It doesn't rotate like a mid-engine car, of course, in the slow corners, but it's not refusing to turn. Well, I think the setup is almost max rake, yeah. Yeah, you need to be aggressive on throttle to keep the rear rotating up. And you get the freedom from the TC, which is really good. Maybe the transition. That's where it's a bit lazy. 52 second lap. Not too bad. Just need to make a tiny bit of a pressure correction here. That is promising. Hey, Locker. So, a little down there. I'll just one up here, not really much. Right side, I guess we're good. Don't need much there, I'd say. Maybe one up. So, and we can already probably make some changes. I do want to try less wing. I just want to see. I just go one click down on the ring. That's all I'm doing, okay? Only change one click of wing. And nothing else, just to see what the top speed changes. Before we had what? What was our top speed? 81, 82? Kind of 80. 82. 82. So let's see what we get now, okay? We don't even have to do the full lap. Just want to see if we... telemetry overlay is Armamentario. Did I ever drive Porsche Cup in flooded conditions? Not here, I believe. Oh, by the way, I'm not giving the GPU enough power freedom. 1 second. I'm strangling it, so let's give me maybe 50% or something. We get a little more FPS. There we go. So let's see if lower wing already now has an impact. Oh, it does feel more agile right away. It's weird. Oh, I even have Popometer running, I think. Yeah, yes. So we have the lap I did before. It's recorded. So let's see how much more we're getting. Any? Just nothing. But we're also not slower in the fast corner. Not really, at least. Ah, Rody, thank you. Are you on the iRacing copium already? Yeah, it looks clean, right? It looks kind of actually good. So let's see if we gain any time here. Not really. Well, that was just more aggression over the curb, I think. Okay, let's see if we gain something on the straight now with less wing. It should be noticeable somewhere. 100. Are we gonna make it a second one? Oh, there's a second 100. Oh, it's not sure yet. Maybe a third one. There we go. Insane. 4. And I don't think we're slower here. Not much, at least. But yeah, that was a bit slower, for sure. But overall, we can still beat the time. Oh god. Nope. It's gonna be like the same. With one wing. Yeah, the issue is are you as fast on the other sector still? Ah, this car can take so much curb, it's insane. But you actually can turn the car on throttle. Much more than with other cars. Okay. A lot more up now. Another family. Yeah, it takes curbs on Zolder, does it? I haven't watched the lab of Luke. And didn't lose anything there, not really. Yeah, that had to happen. That was on me. Ah, yeah, but that time is legitimate. Even if it's invalid, we can do that. 0.5. I wonder now if it's the wing or it's just me doing more labs. What is you switch 5th at 240 and 6th at 280? It 6th gear doesn't give you anything. It's too lower in the RPMs. So can we do even lower wing? I'm not going to change the rake. I'm just changing the wing. Okay, let's see if we... Let's see. Let's just see how it goes. Maybe you have to do an ARP change or something, but I want to keep the rake. Give the car a little more movement on the front. Maybe that rotates it better through that long slowing down right-hander. That's interesting. It is interesting. I don't feel the BMW responds the same way when you do that. Pressures were better now, but front left. Yeah, front left is just suffering here. Nothing you can do really, I'd say. Maybe we increase this and then we're good. I think it has. I think it has too much turn in when you press the throttle in lower gears. Well, it's not turn in. It just loses the rear, Yannick, I think. But you can control it if you're crazy enough. And especially, remember, we're TC3, right? And it allows us to do that. New physics-wise, no. Just a new car. No physics changes. We can just do the test real quick, how much lower the RPM actually are. So if we go 220 now, 7,500 here. So 6,400, so 1,100 difference, and now again, 6,400 to 5,600, so it's just 800 RPM from 5th to 6th. But still, it's too long. It doesn't accelerate better in 6th. Gotta stay fit. Maybe for fuel saving in a race, should you actually need to do it, you can go 6th or something, but... But like ATC more than iRacing? Absolutely. I mean, I have, what, 5,000 hours and a bit more on this game, and maybe I have... I don't know, maybe I have 100 on iRacing? I don't know if they track that. Okay, rear gets a little loose now. Still manageable. But yeah, now it feels like I'm just losing total downforce, so... Even though the aero balance is further to the front, so the car should rotate more at high speeds, in the medium and slow speed corners, you'll still feel that there's less downforce overall. And then I'm losing time there, but let's see. But yeah, I'm not really getting faster. That's 6 swing now. Well, it was just because I drove the lap properly that we improved. There's no ideal TC setting because the car doesn't really need it. It doesn't really engage the TC, even on TC3. You can do whatever. Just look when it intervenes, if it does at all. Nothing. So you don't need the TC really. But you can run higher setting for safety kinda. Without it threatening to take away lap time in the wrong places. LMU is better. No, I like the GTEs drive horrible if you ask me. The LMP's interesting, the GTE's awful. Personally. Okay. What's happening? Why am I so fast? No, I missed it. What is that lap time? But on the other hand, I think we're still missing half a second to the fastest cars, aren't we? No, it definitely does not drive like the... It does not drive like the M6. No. Like the M6 is an old generation car with a very tricky aero map. It needs to rear close to the ground. This car here needs rake. I don't know what's the... Let me quickly check LFM website. I have it open. I don't have it open. Low fuel motorsport hot laps. Let's see what... I think there's 51s on Paul Ricard. Is there not? Paul Ricard. Yeah, 51.7 in the McLaren, 51.8 in the Mercedes, 51.8 Lambo, 51.8 Audi, 51.8 Aston, 51.9 in the Nissan. Lexus 52.0. And someone did 52.1 in the Mustang already. He somehow does not have a name and he does not have sector times. So that's a bit weird. But maybe that's down to, I don't know, the car not being properly implemented on LFM yet? I don't know. So there was a 3, but we need a 1. That's the fastest right now. Yes, 51.9 in the Nissan. But I think that's with... No, that's not with LFM BOP. Like, that's the fault. I think Kunos kind of fixed the car a little. In 110 or something. So we can go lower wing, and it didn't feel like we would lose anything in the corners, which is super, well, interesting, I'd say. Let me see what I just need to do a test. I'm going to destroy the setup, but I need to do a test. If we get faster on the straight, if we give the car more bump stop range, okay? My PB in the BMW? Fast. I don't... Well, not as fast as the McLaren or so, but it can certainly do a 51, yeah. In this weather. So I did not touch the wing for this one. Remember, we were on 6 wing the run before, which got us like 2 kilometers of top speed over the 8 wing. So kind of 1 click of wing equals 1 kilometer of top speed. And somehow we didn't lose in the corners. Maybe we did, because it didn't drove, because I just drove it better than I did on the lap with 8 wing. But now I changed the bump stop range, so the car can squat more on the straight now as the downforce increases, and in an kind of ideal world, the car would now have less drag, but I can already tell it doesn't. Maybe we get 1 kilometer extra just about? No. Nope. See if I get more traction though. With the rear end not running into the bump stops as much. We can gain time that way, perhaps. What do you mean, no setup? think I lifted there, but it's probably fine flat. Just wanted to make sure I don't get the TC intervention there, but we never did, so I'm overdoing it. No, the TC is better than on the Ferrari. Like on the Ferrari, it engages a lot and the car is still fast. Here it doesn't engage. And also doesn't need it. Oh, okay. That is bad. Do we do another lap? Yeah, let's do another lap. Just to see if that repeats, because then I already know we can't do lots of bumps of range on the front there. Like when we bottom out there, that's not good. It also matters how soon I reach top speed. Yes, but I think it's all going to be very minimal. You can see the delta is not moving on the straight. I think your corner exit matters more than the setup there. Well, so far it doesn't react much. We changed 2 clicks of wing and we changed the bump stop range now, but I'd say largely nothing happened. And I can just push more there in turn 1. As you can see, that's not set up. It's just me getting used to track and car. Ah, it has good grip. Almost max rake, not max. I could probably, but I just wanted to kind of isolate the changes that I'm doing right now. So only change one thing at a time to get certainty. So now it didn't happen. Okay. I maybe also turned in a little early to avoid that bump. Gonna be like same lap time. With a better exit. Okay, that's a 3. No, denied. Okay. Yeah, but it's just your right foot. You're just too aggressive with your right foot, that's all. You need to be a little more careful in first gear with your right foot, maybe second as well. From third gear, it doesn't matter, probably. It sounds like a kind of a child of the Jaguar and the Bentley. Okay, what else do we have? Again, also guys, remember I'm not going for ultimate lap time, so I'm not doing things like negative toe or so. I'm not doing min-max damper stuff. I wanted to drive nice. I only upload things that are drivable, okay? It shouldn't be cancer to drive, so I'm not doing that. So now I think that did not really change much. So we probably won't need to go into that direction. So we can keep the bump stop range low, which should give us a little more rotation in those fast corners, at least the one we have. So we can really attack that one. I still have room on the roll bars. I could go low on the front, a little higher on the rear. So I'm just swapping those around. One less front, one up on the rear to, well, find more rotation. In the end, we want to get around the corner quicker. And let's see if this is going to work or if this becomes too sensitive now. Also, I didn't really have problems with the rear with more range, but it made it more curb compliant, so I'm keeping that. And yeah, I'm giving it this extra rake now, okay? Rake is maximum now. So this is not what's going to hold us back from now. Chris, yeah, Gregor and Arthur, they are just busy. Like, Arthur has a very busy job. He doesn't really have time to do ACC as much as a hobby. He only does the races that we kind of do professionally. Well, I don't do min-max in the... I didn't do min-max in the first place, but say if I needed to do a world record, then I will do whatever is fastest, okay? But I try to get there differently. But sometimes you can just start with a min-max setup and go from there, and then make changes as needed or something. But yeah, well, things I sell, things I upload, I'm not making setups for people in split 1. Okay? Because in split 1, that's 40 people. In split 2 to split 10, that's another 500 people. That's what my setups are for. So there's no point to give you a setup where a pro might win the Case King Pro Series. Just not gonna happen for 99% of people. So, and also the guys in split 1, they are likely making their own setups. They're not buying them, most of them, I guess. So they're a wrong audience, so to say. So I'm making setups for people like you, I guess. Okay, so we swapped around the roll bars from, well, just reduced one on the front, added one in the rear, added max rake now. I'm keeping 6 wing, okay? I didn't stop believing it. Maybe we can even do 5 wing. I don't know how low we want to go with that. Actually, let's do that, okay? I'm not taking the rake change. We keep the rake as it was. We go 1 lower on the wing. Let's see what happens. Pros buy setups. Yeah, I guess to spy, but usually we hand setups over between one another unless it's very sensitive or so. Like, I'm certainly not getting a Mercedes setup from McCormack, but we will share setups of cars we're not maining, so to say. For example, right? Well, go ahead, Alex. How OP is the Mustang? Well, I don't think it's OP. Doesn't look like it. It might have a couple fast tracks. It's on par on others. Maybe it has one where it's a bit slower, but it doesn't seem like it's outright too fast or something. Layout out of screen. Well, can you send me a link perhaps where that happens? That would be good. So we reduce the wing. We keep the rake as it was. We change the roll bars. Let's see. It should. We're getting in the direction of a sensitive setup now. Has it got any BOP yet? Well, Kuna's tried to give it a good BOP from the beginning, so there is no need to make huge changes. It's probably going to get a couple kilos here and there, or lose a couple kilos here and there, once people do their hot laps and figure out how to set it up. There's always a BOP, right? Every car comes into the game with BOP. It's never like the same car on each track. Well, let's say at least rarely. So whatever the car does is a BOP. There is no BOP. It doesn't exist. Well, maybe this is easier to drive. I don't know. Could be. Maybe it's faster there. I'm not aware of all tracks. Okay, we're not gaining any top speed now. with lower wing, so there's probably no point. Which makes me think the majority of the drag in those high speeds is coming from the size of the car, not so much from the wing. So 5 wing is probably pointless unless we go faster for whatever reason now. Yeah, so maybe it's the lower speeds where we have less drag now. Yeah. Okay. Does it gain something? No. It's somewhere between up to 220 or something. Maybe there we have less drag now. I'm trying 6, but nah, that doesn't have the power. We gained something here. 200s. But yeah, now the rear is a bit... Now the transition gets more tricky, so I don't think there's gain in Wing 5. All we can do now is just go extreme. Okay, now we go to, like, let's try 4, 3. Check out Simracing to keep it drivable. Let's see. Just the last test. And then I think wing 6 is the lowest we should go, because I don't see the gains coming from lower wing. Is there a certain way of how to apply the throttle to this car? Yes, in the lower gears, you can't slam it as much as in the other cars, especially not as in the turbo cars, where you basically go flat and wait for the turbo to spool up. In this one, you go a bit easier. Maybe 50% or so is already a kick, which sends the rears in a slight slide, which you can use as a technique, but probably there's much more progression in this car. Sim Magic Alpha Mini. I have not driven it, so I can't tell. It's just that this car has one of those modern aero maps where the cars tolerate a lot of rake without becoming very sensitive. At least in the game. I'm not sure if the real cars are capable of running that much rake. But in ACCs, the car kind of got less sensitive to rake and pitch. And that's why we can run pretty aggressive rake on almost all cars. So now, this is a 3-wing with quite a bit less rake, just to balance it. Let's see if there's any top speed difference. Under the bridge, I always had 267. Oh, that's a bit faster. Maybe we actually have a top speed change now, but again, we took off so much downforce for this. And yeah, you see, I just can't do the same speed here anymore. I'm losing a bit. And also here, it takes forever to turn now. But I don't think that's the way. But it might be a bit of a sitting duck on this rate with more wing. Hey Dominic, I chopped in. Sorry, I have the Samsung. There's something left in turn 1 there. Let's see how much we gain now. 500s, 600s. That's how we entered this rate. Let's see. 7, 8. So we gain 2, gain 3, gain 4, 5, 6. I just stay in 5th, I think. Yeah. Ooh, okay. We're there. We kept some of the advantage. We're losing here now. Ah, it's going away. Same time. It says personal best, but it was the exact same time. Nah, it's close to the M4, and the Bentley doesn't rotate as much as the Bentley. I'd say it's between M4 and the Lexus, because it has the drivability of the Lexus. But it definitely has a lot of traits from the BMW, like front end bite and fast corners and things like that. And stability. Chose this track because it's next in LFM next week, and I'm doing the data pack for everybody. Hi Linus und danke dir mal wieder. Why don't you lab on AOR LFM hotline server so you contribute to setting the bob? Because there's already a faster lab set made. Somebody already did a 52.1. And I'm sitting at 52.4. So there's no point. Yeah, it's Jag Bentley kind of sound. So you saw I did, so this was 3 wing. And the previous fastest time was with 6 wing. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Maybe try 4 wing, a bit more rake. The setup is... I'm getting carried away. I'm going for lap time, but what I want is a drivable setup. Let's see if we can do something here in between. I think 5 wing didn't give us anything. 6 wing, we got faster compared to 8 wing, but 5 wing didn't do anything. Maybe full wing is where it's at. And what about rake? Yeah, it's insane. The car is so... It doesn't respond at all to the rake. You can just go higher. It's no issue whatsoever. Let's try this. Let's try this. This should give us back some stability in the fast corner where I was just kind of sliding a bit much last lap. I'm not going to go more aggressive on the roll bars because it's getting tricky to handle. Hybrid between McLaren, Ferrari, Nissan to you. No, this definitely does not have front end, mid-engine traits. I don't think it does have that. Why is the BOP now on the top 10 best laps? Well, no, don't think it does. That would be news to me if it's top 10 best laps. As for esports news, there's only so far the endurance series. That's the only news we got. Through top end there. Yeah. No commie should be allowed. Hey. I haven't checked tire wear over a full stint, but the good thing about the car seems that tire wear front to rear is rather close, so you don't get huge balance changes throughout the stint, I think. Nah, it's definitely not top 10 laps in LFM leaderboard, for sure not. I think they always went by the fastest time, not top 10 fastest. Doesn't make sense. Would surprise me. First time I hear that. Okay, let's try one more lap. So now full wing with a bit more rake. Kind of finding an in between to see if we still have extra top speed, but it's a bit more stable in that fast corner, but also rotates more in the long one afterwards. Good luck, mate. Nick Bond, have a good one. Bye-bye. Yeah, the brake is very strong in the Mustang. I agree. That's insane. You can move all brake points later than you're used to, and it will still do it. God, that's plowing now. It's also a flat tire so far. Let's wait for next lap. Probably looks better. Hey, Alpha. Just playing around with that new toy. Trying to find how it responds setup-wise. Well, it's a good drive. I have to say. So what it feels a lot like the BMW, but it doesn't have this necessity to be hyper aggressive on the throttle and just pray you have grip, because you have power available at all times. And how do we gain now here? That makes no sense. Well, that's a PB this time around. So maybe 4 is the compromise. Nein, mein Auto bleibt immer der BMW. Da gibt's keine Änderungen. And there's more time. And there's more. Ow! I have, guys, what you also should do, just wipe the word OP from your dictionary. It's not allowing for any discussion or differentiation. Just don't use it. It's most likely stupid. Why is it off track? And I still have fuel in the tank, guys. There's still room for improvement just by taking out fuel. No, not offending, but just this OP stuff. It's just a way to think about the game that doesn't help. It doesn't make sense. Just categorizing everything as either super slow or hyper fast. It's just stop being at the ends of a spectrum, you know? It clouds your brain from actually thinking about something. The car is out one day. And people are like, it's OP. Just how on earth are you so fast to judge? No, I think it's just the car's always bad on the first flyer. Ja, vielleicht Paul Ricard vielleicht auch Spa manchmal, aber not a good exit. Good exit. Or at least didn't lose anything. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe four wing it is. PvP on only? What is PvP? Player versus player? Do we do that in sim racing? Yeah, Alpha, I saw they ditched Unreal. I didn't read that they're doing their own engine. They just said they do something different, or did they actually say it? They use a different, or their own engine? Bajur, Bajur. I don't, I haven't checked. There's somewhere that there's a website somewhere that kind of gives you an overview of all the kilogram changes. And more or less, you can say 10 kilograms is going to make a tenth to 1.5 tenths or something. And by the way, I need to save the setup. This is probably too aggressive for like average people, but it's fast. PR, well, sorry, Paul. Just write Paul. Do we have pressures? They are fine. I think they're fine. Front left is always going to be warm here. Nothing you can do about that. Audio settings. Strudel, I showed their audio settings early in the stream. If you can just scroll back, perhaps. New custom GVAX engine. Well, it's gonna throw them back a couple of years, I guess. Vir, no, this is Paul Ricard, mate. Why is there a dog? Well, to hide the setup from you. You're supposed to buy it, not steal it. Hey, Milan. So I have, so somehow when I do a stream like that, I always get kind of baited into doing hot laps. Now, the thing is, I still have 17 liters in the tank. So we can easily take out a couple kilos, which is going to give us 10th or something. We need 3 point something a lap. So if we take 10 liters, we're going to have 2 flyers. The second flyer is good. Maybe we take 13. Then we get a third flyer. Better. Ah, Linos, man. Thank you so much. You're the one. I think I still have room. I could, for example, we can go lower on the rear brake duct. So now we're optimizing the small stuff, okay? Which usually means we have to go much lower on the rear pressures. Kind of 4 clicks, and it's probably not going to be enough because brake ducts 2 are much more closed down. Like the gap from ducts 3 to ducts 2 is a bigger change than from ducts 4 to ducts 3. So we need to do quite some pressure change on the rear if we go from duct 3 to duct 2. I've done 4 clicks now, but I get a feeling we might need another. I haven't touched the dampers at all so far, right? The only changes we did were aerodynamically. So we lowered the wing and we played with the rake a bit, but within 10 millimeters. For 5 clicks of wing change. But now we've went up again with the wing because it seemed faster at the end of the day, but maybe we'll end with 8 wing again. Who knows? Done with Rennsport? Yeah, absolutely. I'm not touching that. Do we ever use lower wing than max? I think on Monza, yes. I think on Bathurst, you have an option. On Paul Ricard, no. The BMW doesn't really get faster with lower wing, and it loses a lot of downforce and stability and all that. So it's weird. Usually not low wing on the BMW. Which was, there was 2 other M4 drivers to offer setups. Hey, Abir, so right now I'm not offering my M4 setups because we do them in the team and we're kind of competing in that car. So we're not publishing our competitive setups. And I don't want to post setups in the BMW that are not the best that we can make. So, right, I can't take our setup, make it worse, and then sell it. That doesn't make sense. So either I'm selling the setups that we do, or that we don't do, for obvious reasons, I'd say. And then also we have, I can only maintain so many data packs, right? The game has changes, there's a new track, blah, blah, blah. And then I have to go through all the affected data packs. And if I do data packs for 10 different cars, that's just too much work. So I've done the Porsche, I've done a couple Audi setups. Maybe I'll find time to do the Audi bundle. but I've done like 2 or 3 tracks, so I'm far away from that. But I will do the bundle now together with Stitchy for the Mustang. So there's definitely going to be a bundle for that car. Now you know that. I'll try one more click of rake, okay? We are going aggressive here. But I feel it's worth it. I think it's worth it. It looks like it could be worth it. And electronic wise, we're still driving TC3. We could go TC off, but I don't think the TC is engaging at all. So we also don't have to worry about that. And there's nothing left in the tire settings. No negative rake or anything. No negative toe or anything. I'm just looking for a car that's still drivable. I might kind of make it... The setup is going to turn out quite aggressive now. At the end of the day. Let's give that setup a new name, by the way. Just so we keep the old one. And I might, for the actual data pack, I might just make it a bit more stable again. So it applies for more people. And then I think the other thing we have to do is let's check out the hot lap server just so we are exact same conditions, because the temperature has risen a bit. We're now 24 degrees where that time was driven in. So just a degree less is going to be almost a tenth. Less fuel, half a tenth. So we're looking at a 0.0 almost now. Tiny change to the setup. We maybe have the 0 already. Okay, so I'll move to the hot lap server. Yeah, the Porsche setups are quite safe, right? If you add rake, it's going to be faster, but perhaps more sensitive. Yeah. We wanted to go multiplayer. LFM. HL. What's the time? Oh, 11 p.m. already. Yeah, I don't want to do the hot lapping. It's not relaxing. Like 51.9 is probably going to be a fast lap. Hey Timo, yes, it's Wiersma. Where's Paul Ricard? Hello, where are you hiding? Private hot lap server. I forgot the password. I tend to always forget the password for the private hot lap servers, unfortunately, but we got that one. Green light, give it a can. Okay, load the setup. And let's see. We should have 3 flyers in it. Let's see, and I can go low on the brake bias still. That's gonna help into the corners a bit. I think the private one, the password is only shared with the very fast guys, and there we can kind of drive hot laps uninterrupted of slower people that sometimes get in the way on the kind of semi-public hot lap service. Because when people are trying to do actual BOP laps, it's quite it takes some time, you know, and effort, and then you don't want someone who is new to LFN or something get in the way and ruin that. It happens. I'm a 52.2 Timo, but it was 24 degrees and I still had 17 liters in the tank, so I think 52.0 should be in here. And I'm not hyper aggressive with the setup yet. Car is nice overall, Octopussy. Well, you have to save telemetry for those hot laps, so if anybody is using Slipstream, you'll also see in the sector times that they become a bit weird. And yes, iRacing works with Popometer. The problem with iRacing is a bit to get people on the platform to buy setups and all that, because there are so many good services on iRacing already. It's difficult to make that difference. 10 liters is 7.5 kilos. Could be half a tenth, could be full tenth, somewhere there. Depends on the track length. On Nürburgring, it's huge. I mean, on the Nordschleife and not the Nürburgring, the normal one. Oh. Yeah, a 51 will be there in the end, I guess. If it's not me, then somebody else. It is, right? It's different actually to all the others. For me, personally, the best thing is that you can really control the car on the throttle. And that is something you can't do on most cars. And how lenient the TC is great. Ah, yeah, there's time left here. I was hoping to gain more. The delta goes all weird when you tap out of the game. Like, Paul, just check if the TC actually engages. I don't think it does. So the TC setting is kind of irrelevant. No, don't hit that bump. That wasn't the greatest of laps yet. I just found out kind of that I can be much more aggressive on the brake than I was so far. That was dumb. Let's see, but we had much time left in the next corner. I completely missed that. Hey, Raymond. Well, we're lucky it's not a 4-gear car. on. Screwed it. But yeah, you see the potential. Now I just have to kind of do a proper lap. Was there anything in the setup that is bothering me? I think this. We're diving too much right before the fast right. And I feel that is ruining half the laps because the car bottoms out. So let's try to prevent that, perhaps. And then we'll see if we get around there a little more often. Could also do this. Oh god, why am I building such an aggressive setup? It's stupid. Okay, there's something left here. There. No, I keep that. I don't want to go all the way. We can go lower with the brake bias. That's what we can do. Let's try that. No, not touching that. Small changes. Well, top speed is not good, I think, because we have quite low wing now, and we're not matching, I think, the other cars yet. I don't know if anybody checked. I don't think I hit TC anywhere but corner 2, so I don't think we need TC 0. Doesn't make sense. We're just making our life harder. Well, I think this car also ran in Daytona first, so it has the long gearing. Just like the M4. The question is just if they will update it. Because I think so far it's running the long gearings IRL as well on the other tracks. But yeah, if it's just slightly on exit of last turn, I don't think it's harming. It's probably helping. And we can go... What do we have here? We have off. But off gonna make it off with a handle here. No intervention here, so it's fine. Let's try TC2, okay? But I doubt it's gonna make a difference. Well, my bumps are branches somewhere in the middle, which is typical for me. Oh boy, that's fast. Because if the green bar doesn't flash, it means you do not lose power to the TC. Yes, exactly. Right? If it does not engage, then it doesn't matter which TC I'm on. Because I'm not losing time from it. It's not correcting anything, so we're fine. Nah, I think it's just this car in particular. It might be a combination of the gearing, good TC settings, perhaps. Maybe long wheelbase. The smooth torque. Who knows? It's a sim, many factors involved. Maybe the fastest lap times are still TC0. But at least for normal people, they don't seem to need it now. Hey, Alex. Oh, I wanted to lower the brake bias, but yeah, setup is now getting in the place where it's kind of not nice to drive anymore. So if I upload this, most people will not like this. But I had a version where I was 1/10 slower. That was really nice to drive. It's just those last 2.5 tenths or whatever, where the car can become a handful. Yeah, Essen also doesn't mind a bit of TC, for example. And on some tracks, BMW as well. Yeah, that's more corner speed now. Well, there's only TC out of the last corner if I shift up to second. That's when it happens. Yeah. Maybe turn up ABS. Come on. It's already there in the optimals. I just didn't combine them yet. Yeah, they mean the fuel warning. Please fill up some weird gallons of dinosaurs. How do I decide which rake is fine? As much as you can handle. Oh god, the last corner was awful. This is not bad though. I think this is fine. Let me save the setup. We'll pretty much call it a day, I think. But you see the 51 is there. I think if we, let's see. If we put together the first sector here, 0.0, that was really fast. But also had a 0.0 here. So there's a tenth in first sector. Oh, wait, I'm looking at the wrong lap. Sorry. There's a few hundreds in the first sector. Okay, but there's a 10th in the middle. A 10th in the middle, and that is pretty much exactly what we need to go 51, plus a couple hundreds from first. But the sector line is in a bit odd place here. If you check sector, wait, are we here? Sector 1 is just exit of the hairpin. So you're trading a bit sector 1 lap time for sector 2 lap time. You can't just add up your optimals on this track. I'm not using a G29, mate. No, I'm using something way different. Yo, I think is the command. Oh, my rear is at 74. Like 63 is not enough rake for this car. It does like rake. You get more downforce on the front, on the rear, if you add more rake. Oh. So, do we do again? Do we do one more? Let me try. One more, okay? One more. Do I have... One more click of rake, okay? That's the last run I'm gonna do. No, Luke, no. I have a very interesting wing. It's 4 right now. I feel if you go lower on the wing, you'll feel the car does not get unstable, or it does not get unstable, but it loses overall downforce. It's like the rear wing is like in the middle of the car. That's how it feels. No coffee junkie. I have quite a bit of break. Yes, Luke. Yes. Well, I guess it will be shit on other tracks. It just works here, I feel. Or at least it's not shit here. Because the thing probably is, normally in the very slow, medium speed corners, you've had shit performance with that in any other car. But this car is so long, it by default does not rotate at all, that you can get away with quite aggressive aero balance. Bathurst after this track, okay. Yeah, well, I'll have Bathurst at some point when it's up on LFM. I'm kind of going along the calendar. So let me have one more run here, final one. Go low on the brake bias, not all the way. But I think I've kind of gotten close to my potential here, so everything now is a bonus. And then I think next step will be to make a safer version of this. Maybe don't ruin the tire. God, this is so easy to drift. Nah, I'm just building a setup, or I'm just making a data pack, Alex. The BOP is a side effect of that. I don't care about that. Especially not on stream. It's too annoying to kind of push outright for lap time. Oh, nice. But Luke, you'll like that for wing. 75 millimeters on the rear. Like in your realm, this is going to be understeery. Yeah, I'll also do race fuel.
Yellow flag, be careful there.
What's your best time? The one in the top left corner. close. Ever. Well, then temperature comes into play and all that, so that doesn't compare. My fastest is in the BMW, and it's faster than this. So I'll read your question in a second there for the BMW. There is a specific reason for it. Another question about the BMW. I see quite some tips run one click of front wheel rate. Yes, it gives like a higher front wheel rate in the BMW tends to give you like a bit more predictable car in general. And you'll have better traction, or at least kind of it feels like it, okay? It feels like better traction. You can sure manage to get the same drive off the corner with a minimum front swing, but it's easier with a bit stiffer front swing. Oh, let's go. Too wide. Oh, we saved some of that. Oh, okay. Yeah, but the BMW has a different aero map. The whole pitching doesn't work the same on the BMW as it works on the Honda. Oh, I'm so stupid. It's incredible. No worries. I didn't want to give it kilos anyway. Yeah, this car makes me want to get sunburn. Even better. Now we're talking. Oh, the Delta is teasing. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I'm not rating it against the other cars. It doesn't make sense. Just stop that. It seems to be good. That's all that counts. No, I knew it.
He's trying to stay on the track.
That's why I hate hot lapping. These tiny margins. Hey, Pran. Getting into the hot laps frustrate me mode. Oh, Luke is already faster. Nice. What's that first sector, Luke? Give me that first sector and then... What? Why are you driving? Nice one. Okay. But I don't want to go more aggressive, really. I do one final run, and then we keep it as it is. Then I make a safer version. Then I do the fuel run, and that's it. Well, Luke is just doing min-max shites, so... You probably don't want to drive a Luke setup.
Yellow flag, be careful there.
Let's see what we can do in Slipstream. Oh, not much more. 2 more. Oh, the rear lights are so good. Oh yeah, probably he's oh, that's why he's taking a swing last corner. I didn't do that once yet. Like 5,000 units. Oh boy! And the first flyer is never the fast one. But I could have almost matched the time here. Both expecting better. Just not getting faster now. Guess that's it. Opinion on the Honda. Out of the last time I've driven the Hondas for years ago, really. Not the run I wanted into the new lap. Okay, last one. And ruined.
Your lap time is
Okay,
Please
we
try to
stay
stay
at the 0. That's it. Not bothering with that. Like, now it's just pure luck if you get it together or not. And if you look at my sectors, I'm getting worse. Because I'm trying too much. It's not needed. Okay, so this was saved. And now we want to go back to a setup that's a bit more pleasing to drive. So we'll make a change there. We'll make a change. We'll probably give it something here. That's going to help. And we're going to give it 1 click more wing at least. It should be better. Because it's a handful. Well, it's not a handful to drive. It could be worse still. But I have to. Sometimes, you know, for the fast guys, it's hard to imagine how the car drives for someone with less skills. And you just need to take a step back sometimes too to think about that. Okay, I'm not gonna make much changes actually. This might help. Other than that, we're good. We don't need much changes. This should be fine already. Maybe here. Maybe not. Maybe both. Nah, maybe not. Keep it like that. Okay, 1 run on the other setup. I'm gonna save it as, well, what name do I give it? Safe or something? Something interesting. Not really situation. I could go lower wing without much impact on downforce rotation, I'd say. If anything, that was a finding. But I guess just a Paul Ricard special. Really. What's that first sector? Where does he look? I'm faster than Luke in second and third, but he's taking like 2/10 out of me in first. He's going somewhere else where I'm not driving somehow. Well, he's taking the mega swing out of the last corner, but even that doesn't give you 1.5 tenths. But maybe it's the TC there. Can I make a setup for someone who doesn't trail brake? No, because a setup for someone who doesn't trail brake has to be very aggressive to create the rotation. Because normally you create the rotation with the trail braking. And if you don't have the ability to create rotation with the trail braking, then you need to drive a more aggressive setup, which is for someone who can't drive as good, probably kind of not helping. So, take gear 1 in snail section, but I have that. I have that too. What is snail section? But anyway, it's first. Yeah, but I have that too. I was first here too. Oh, you mean here? No. Nah. Okay, so just a quick lap with the kind of safer setup, so we have that as well. Ah, man, the car rotates so good on the out lap, but it doesn't rotate very good in later laps, when the front left is already hot. So probably you can get time by just keeping the tire cool as well. Yeah, overall has very good drivability. Turn. Didn't turn. Maybe the safer setup is faster. See how much we're losing on the straight. Probably just 200-300 or something. A bit more even. That is effective, though. Going from wing 4 to 5 has quite some impact. Also here, a bit more stable. Not so much getting the last corner right. Ah, come on. Why am I stupid pushing like an idiot? Okay, it's saved the tire bit. That's why I don't like the hot lapping. Like at some point, it gets annoying. Yeah, but I was just too quick. You see, I was so much up in the delta, my line wasn't good. Okay, let's just make sure we have a valid lab. Scare lift. God, that's green.
Yellow flag in sector 1.
Well, I uploaded today, Gabriel. Barely slower. With more wings. So yeah, the car is not that responsive to setup change. Also purple first there. Incredible. Alright, we can let it be. Happy. Oh, Luke, there we go. Still not matching my middle sector. Oh yeah, he has consistently that fast first one, so I don't know, doing something different there. But maybe that's why my middle sector is better. If you sacrifice a little of that first, maybe your middle sector is just better. As I said earlier. Okay, let's save that. All right, and now for the fuel variant. Well, I think we want to go low rake. What's the consumption here? Let me quickly do the maths. The maths. 1 hour divided by, what's the lap time here going to be? 153s? Something like that. 153 and a half or so, I think. So 113.5 or 0.5. Why? There we go. Oh, God, this calculator is so dumb. So we're going to have 32 race laps, which makes 33 times 3.2 makes 106 liters for the car. And okay, what else? We will need a change here. I want to change. Aero already did. Probably the roll bar a bit. And a bit less dive on the front. And that should... No, we leave that, I think. I'm going to leave that. That should be fine. It should be fine. So, save a reset. R60. Blah, blah, blah. Another run with race fuel. And then we're sorted, I think. Hey, Race Pingu. Ja, würde ich so sehen. Weil der greift hier sowieso nicht ein. Die ist sehr, sehr nachsichtig, die TC in dem Auto. Well, the drivability of the Mustang is better than that of the BMW. It kind of does have the good traits of the BMW, but doesn't have the bad ones. Unfortunately. Deichgraf, danke dir. Oops, that's not good. And the car does feel better with fuel, because then the weight is like the weight at the rear actually helps it rotate. Yeah, the gear indicator in the Ford sign. The car doesn't really need the TC at all, so it doesn't really matter what you set. But you can go rather high to be safe, because it doesn't engage anyway. Well, there's no point for them adding a card to the game that's going to be slow. Nobody would use it. Oh, God. Maybe need a couple more changes. Pressures are a bit too high on the front, I'd say. And there was some drivability issues that we need to cure. The rear was too sharp on entry, so we can cure that with rear rebound. Probably this is going to help. Then it did not like the lower roll bar on the rear, so we're going up higher again on the rear, but we add front roll bar instead. And go lower on the rear range, perhaps. And keep the front where it was earlier, I think. What else do we have? That might be helpful. Go lower on the rear, just give it more drivability. That will be better, I hope. It should be. Should be. Oh yeah, pressures. That was too high. But all the others are fine. The Glickenhaus GT3. Did it actually drive an SRO? Didn't, right? Delete this. Oh yeah, you can generally go low on the brake bias. You're over in TC4. TCX. I mean, that's kind of confirmed this is not coming. Because that's all not SRO. Or is it? Okay, just a clean race lab. Oh, easy. But yeah, the TC engages too much right now, probably. For fast lap times, but for driving safely, 4 is fine. Yeah. Like 4 is perfect. For most people, I guess. Well, I don't know, Q. I have no clue. Good question. I'm gonna do one more, but this should be fine as a race lap. It was clean. But yeah, second lap is just always faster. That's just more grip. Maybe even 52s in the race. Could be. It's going to be the faster time, but it's the worst lap. Well, anyway. Okay, guys. I'll saving the replay. We'll save the, no, I saved the setup already. There's still, well, right, there's still some sensitivity, but I think if we cure that, then it's going to be too understeery in other places. So we probably need to keep that, because there's just a direct trade-off then. So I think maybe something like this might help. But other than that, no, I think we'll keep it like that. The front left is going to suffer here. It's going to be interesting to find out over race stint. Maybe we can do this. Okay. Oh, I was going to say that the GT4s and ACC are actually the best, but then again, I haven't driven them in a while.
Green light. Go, go, go.
Oh, Luke inviting me to chat. Ooh, risky. Perhaps. Okay, quit. Guys, do I have hotkeys? I don't have hotkeys. I want to thank you all for joining tonight. I want to highlight again here, this up there. We're thanking Case King, big and loud, for investing in the sim racing community, for building a shop, well, mainly for Germany, to get a variety of sim racing equipment, for sponsoring a lot of LFM events, and now for partnering up with me. And I hope you enjoyed that stream. And if you didn't, you hopefully enjoy the next one. And now I'll just, oh yeah, I have to walk the, well, not walk the dog, like, at this time, I'll just let her in the garden pee, and then it's bedtime. And I need to shower badly. And she needs to shower, because she's been wrapping herself in, well, whatever that was. Some dead animal. And yeah, make sure I'll put on the data pack on Popometer. I think I'll do it right now, else I'll forget it. And then you'll find data packs for several other tracks already there, and Stitchy and I are working as fast as we can to do the bundle. So we have all 25 tracks together in the bundle, and then the Mustang should be sorted on the Popometer IO platform. Other than that, I have nothing to say. I think I hope I have more time in the days to come. Tomorrow is a holiday in Germany, so maybe maybe I'll find time tomorrow too. But I also want to not just clean up the flat. I want to get rid of stuff. We just have too much stuff still. Even after moving, we kind of sorted a lot of stuff out, but we still need to get rid of more. There's still too much. Anyway, we'll see you soon, guys. Thank you all for tuning in. And also, yeah, nicely, the stream didn't bog down again, right? So I think the issue was the AV1 encoding. YouTube just throws us out right away. So we were back on HEVC or X265, whatever you want to call it. All right, technical details. Thank you all for watching, and we'll speak very soon. Bye. I don't have an ending screen.